Welcome to the Lexi Roxx Show. Did you know?
Hey, this is Lexi Roxx and welcome to the Lexi Roxx Show. In case if you haven't watched my first or second show, I'm Cuban American, songwriter, actor, music producer, guitarist, you name it, jack of all trades. Before we get on with the show, I want to thank all my metalheads, my fans. You know who you are. Thank you for your support, your likes, your share, your comments. I really truly appreciate it from my heart. Peace to you guys too, okay? And I'm gonna have a sip for you guys right here to thank you guys before we get on with the show, if you guys don't mind. Martini. So good. I wish you guys were having it with me too. Let me put this martini down. Don't want this martini on my left paw. No, don't want that. Anyways, special show for the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Okay, just one show special for the guy, R&B singer. He's rock and roll, he's pop, he's R&B, you name it. Yes, he's rock and roll. Okay. Anyways, for starters, Thriller, one of the biggest albums of all time, the biggest sellers of all time. At the time, 83, 84 when it came out, 40 plus million records. Million records at the time. No internet, no social media, nothing of that. Okay? Only Michael Jackson pulled that off. And counting. So today, worldwide, I believe maybe it's 200 million, just that one record. Who's done that? Michael Jackson. Okay? Beat It, Thriller, Billie Jean. How Billie Jean started? The bass line to Billie Jean, how it starts? Michael Jackson created the bass line and then they decorated the song around that bass line. He did that. Every song on that record was a #1 smash hit on the radio. Big time. Did you guys know that before the record Thriller with Billie Jean, Beat It, all that, it was released, Michael wasn't happy with the mix. He said, I refuse to release the record because too many instruments are too low or too high. It has to be remixed. He tells Quincy Jones, the music producer of the record, legendary Quincy Jones, I'm not gonna release this, Quincy. He's like, Michael, you crazy? We're like in a deadline. I don't care. We have to remix it. If not, I'm not putting it out. Who's gonna agree with? Who's not? Who's gonna disagree with Michael Jackson? That's what I'm trying to say. No one. Michael Jackson, really? So Quincy's like, all right, whatever you want. So he goes back. They remix the entire album and then send it to mastering before it gets on the radio. And it's perfect. Everything has to be perfect. So if you hear every song on that record, every instrument, every detail, it's perfect, perfection. So on that record, aside from Billie Jean, Beat It, hit, major hit. Okay, the rhythm guitar, the rhythm rock and roll guitar was amazing, but the lead guitar, did you know who recorded that guitar solo? Come on, my metalheads. Eddie Van Halen from Van Halen recorded that guitar solo. Michael Jackson hired him to record the guitar solo. So did you know Eddie went into the studio drunk off his ass to record the guitar solo? So what? I've done it before. One of the best songs, one of the best musical history, pop, rock and roll, you name it, it's been recorded under some sort of influence, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol. You know, you gotta feel it, it's the moment. So Quincy and others at the moment had an issue with Eddie coming into the studio drunk. And Michael's like, don't worry guys, this guy's a pro, he's gonna nail it, he's gonna rock it. So Michael sends everybody out of the studio and, you know, they click on record and punch and Eddie recorded that one take guitar solo for Beat It. That's what you hear. Amazing, genius. Anyways, Bad, the follow-up to Thriller, 87. It was a huge hit. Bad. Many other hits. Dirty Diana, right? One of my favorites is rock and roll. Michael Jackson in the videos, he's rocked out with the rock and roll chains, the leather pants, you name it, right? That's when he went rock and roll. So, it was great. But Michael was kind of disappointed because it didn't sell as much as Thriller. I don't know why, because every hit, every song on that record was a big hit on the radio. Every single hit. But you know how it is. I think it sold 20, 30 something million. Wow, really? Michael was disappointed because Thriller sold 40 million at the time. Okay, but that's how we artists are. We critique ourselves more than anybody else. So I get it, right? It was an amazing album. So, but anyways, did you know that Michael Jackson, at the time when he was doing the Thriller Bad record, his brother, the Jacksons, forced Michael to do this one last album and go on tour, Dynasty tour. Michael wasn't thrilled with the whole idea because he was already a big soul artist selling millions of records. He was over the band, the whole boy band thing with his brothers. So he wanted to, part with that forever. So he did it to please his brothers and his father, Joe. Really? Okay, yeah. Also, did you know that Michael didn't want to film the Pepsi commercial back in the 80s? Again, he did it to please his brothers, to please his dad. And what happened? He burned his skull, his hair, the whole 9 yards. Pretty messed up, right? So, anyways, he kept on. He's a soldier. He kept on. He didn't let that get to him. He went on and still became Michael Jackson after all that, So that was terrible, but he kept on and I mean, he's just, to do that, many people would have said, I'm done with the industry, but he kept on. For the fans, for himself, to just keep doing what he loves doing. So, and after that, he, did other records. He hired Slash from Guns N' Roses to do the Dangerous record, and to do the Black or White song. He hired Slash to do the intro guitar solo. That was a smash hit, and other, etc., songs. But did you guys know that I believe 2002, 2001, Michael releases Invisible on Sony Records. Major flop. It sold a couple of millions of records, but major flop. Why? He blames Tommy Mottola, the executive at the time, okay? And I agree with Michael Jackson for not pushing the album. Michael Jackson accuses Tommy Mottola as a racist because he didn't push that album. You barely heard that album on the record. Exactly. I did because I'm a music fan and, I hear everything. And it was 1 or 2 songs, okay, whatever. But that one song that they could have pushed, never did. And Michael blamed Tommy Mottola and Sony Records for that. Of course, Tommy Mottola denies the whole thing, but, what are you going to do, right? Exactly. Shit hits the fan, right? Whatever. The same year, Michael Jackson, I recall watching this, it was awesome. Michael Jackson on stage, Madison Square Garden, to celebrate his 30-year anniversary with a bunch of his friends, celebrities, on stage, Slash, Usher, Britney Spears, NSYNC, Mark Anthony, you name it. Whitney Houston, rest in peace, Whitney Houston. You name it, celebrities all around the world on the side watching him, his close friends in the business, okay? And it was amazing. It was freaking amazing. And his brothers joined him, the Jackson 5, to do a couple of tracks from the Jackson albums back in the day. And the whole dance and it was awesome, fantastic. I loved it. You guys check it out. 2001, 2002, 30th anniversary of Michael Jackson. Madison Square Garden, sold out. It was great. It was great. All right, guys, we're wrapping up the show. Rest in peace, the man Michael Jackson, rock, pop, R&B. He's done it all, the dance, the music, the songs, the lyrics, as a person, as a human being, what he fought for, you name it. He will always be the king of pop, nobody else but him. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson, we love you. All right? Your music will always stay forever. Okay? And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Okay, let me grab a martini, you guys. I want to say thank you for all my fans, for the support, for the likes, for the comments, for your love. I really appreciate it from my heart. You guys fucking rock. And this is for you guys. Peace.
Stay tuned for next time. You never know what you'll find out.